So for the past 6 to 7 months, me and my business partner have been building a brand new company, a software company that, in my opinion, can be the first company that I take to $100 million. I've done, a lot in the past few years with agency and info and consulting and services and that sort of thing, millions and millions of dollars. But we haven't had this massive thing, right? We've done some good sales, we've done well. But we haven't had something that's like 9-figure potential. And I feel like this is 9-figure potential. So whether it gets there or not, I do think it's going to be big because I've had proven success in the past. And I'm absolutely going all in on this company. And I want to walk through in this video the exact launch process that we are going through right now to launch this thing. And this is a launch process that I've developed and learned by running info products and agencies and working with nearly 1,000 clients to launch brand new products over the past 5 to 6 years. And I'm replicating it for the software company because fundamentally it is the exact same in terms of you have product, you have promotion, and you have sales, right? Marketing, fulfillment, sales. That's what you have. And the launch process is roughly the same. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly what we're doing right now and what we're leading up to and roughly what the product is and all of that. So you guys are going to see what that is in this video just a little bit. I'm not going to have any pictures of it, but I will talk about the problem that we're solving, and there'll be a link below that you can check out if you want to know what the exact product is, because the soft launch version of it is live. We haven't hard launched it. We haven't gone all out just yet. But the soft launch version is live, like people can access it. We do have users, that sort of thing. So the first thing is figuring out the problem. No matter what product that you are launching, you have to figure out the problem. So for us, we were like, okay, both of us, because he has an info company and he sold that info company for a few $1 million. And I've run so many info offers and agency offers and that sort of thing for the past few years. The problem that both of us had is we had a whole bunch of muddled up softwares all mixed together, duct taped together in order to run these companies. And it costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. That is the problem that we are solving, is removing this duct tape mess, because it is expensive, it's bloated, and it's annoying as shit. It wastes time. It wastes money, okay? You lose leads, that sort of thing. Businesses are actively losing money, okay? Overspending, just like actively have an annoying problem on their hands every single day because you're duct taping together this software with this software, with this one, with this one, with this one, with this one, just to acquire a customer, okay? So imagine, you're one thing for funnels, one thing for your ads, and another thing for your product, and another thing for your CRM, and another thing for your call booking, and another thing for your forms. It's all over the map, okay? You have to connect all these together. The beginner doesn't know how to do it, and the person that's advanced has to spend a bunch of money to do it. Why would you want to do that? You don't. It's ridiculous. Again, you waste a bunch of money. It's expensive. It's bloated. All that. And so we wanted to solve it. And that was the problem. That was the hypothesis. And I knew that it was a problem for me, and I knew that was a problem for my co-founder. And our hypothesis was it was going to be a problem for a lot of other people. And we knew already it was because of all the clients I have and all the people that I've worked with and that sort of thing. But we didn't know for sure. So we had to test this hypothesis. We had to go to market, okay? And to go to market, you don't even have to really sell anything, but you do have to run an initial test. So my partner on this, my co-founder, he had already, built something. It wasn't quite this though. It was more like a product AI kind of like hosting sort of thing. It wasn't really close to an acquisition framework and software that, removes the duct tape tools and puts everything into one spot. It wasn't that quite. So we had like a baseline, and then we had this hypothesis for this problem right here that we wanted to solve because we were dealing with it. And so what we did is we went to market with the initial test and the hypothesis, and I just started talking to people that I knew in the industry, like, hey, would something like this solve your issue? Or like, what do you find is the biggest issue with your softwares? And I just went and talked to 20, 30 people, and they were all saying similar things. Like, it feels like I want to do this thing, but it doesn't work, or I have to custom code this thing, or like, I can't connect this to the place I want it to be, and it's all super disorganized. And I'm not coding things, but I have to connect 15 different tools, and then I get what I want, but it breaks all the time. It's a struggle. And so for me, that was enough to say, yeah, this is enough of validation where we should go build this and then try to sell it to some people. So we did a first build. We figured out what the features were going to be. I think this is around August-ish or so. We figured out what the features were going to be. We did an initial build on it, and we sat down and we said, okay, cool. It needs to be, it needs to look like these 7 softwares. I'm not going to name them, but it needs to be these 7 softwares basically in one stack on one platform. It needs to replace all those for an info, an agency, a consulting business, a mastermind sort of business, anything like that. Could even be like in-person, like businesses, like if you're a roofer or that sort of thing, it could replace a lot of your stuff. So we did a first build on that. And what we did after that first build is we went to market and we did a mini soft launch. And by the way, just to recap, this is what we do for any product. This is what we do for an info product, an agency. This is how you go to market. So we did a mini soft launch, and what we did is we ran ads, and we pitched a few of my current customers, my consulting clients, that sort of thing, and we did a mini soft launch. And we got a lot of good feedback from the ads people. I think we sold a couple people. We got a few people to buy that were people that were like my consulting clients, and they bought this first version of the software that definitely wasn't complete. Like, it was good, but it definitely was not complete, like, at all. And that led us to do a second build, which is really what we just finished up, which was a UI change. We got a lot of feedback from these ad people. I probably took 20 to 30 sales calls. We probably booked 50 to 60 of them, right? So 50% show rate. We were booking them through paid ads. And the main piece of feedback is we were missing 2 to 3 features that all those people wanted. All those people wanted those 2 or 3 features. And we had to go build them. We had to go finish it. And we also did some UI stuff, right? So user interface. We did some feature stuff. We added multiple pieces that just like they adjacently said, it wasn't like had to have, but we just added other features, right? Features and pieces. We also changed our pricing based on some of the feedback and some of the sentiment. And so we did a lot of changes, and this is very normal. Like a lot of people are like, all right, so I'm gonna go to market, I'm gonna launch my course day one. Like I got 1,000 followers, let me go launch it. And I'm like, dude, why would you burn your brand equity? Like, you just got these first 1,000 followers in the first month. You probably have people in your DMs, just DM with them and go sell those people. Go sell the people that are already interested. Go sell the people that are already in your ecosystem. Go sell to the people that you've already sold before, prove out the product, and then you can go to market. So we did the second build, and we're almost finished with it. There's a couple other pieces. And right now what we're doing is we're beginning our secondary soft launch. So we are talking about it. We're going and pitching not just some of our consulting clients, but all of our consulting clients. Okay? We're going to start up some paid ads. We're going to start up some DM campaigns. We're going to start up some SEO. We're going to start up some light promotion. And what we're really building into is finalizing some of these pieces. So just gathering more feedback, right? Like we just did that second build based on the feedback from this. We're going to get some more feedback here and do final pieces. Like, what are we missing? What bugs are there? That sort of thing. And really what we're building into is a hard launch. And what that hard launch is going to look like is a massive webinar. And the goal is to, like, when I launch things, like if you look at my brand, you look in our description, we've got something called the Propaganda Playbook. I consider the Propaganda Playbook a market moving idea. And it's a market moving idea, and I know it's a market moving idea because after I dropped that, I saw hundreds of people now using propaganda for their marketing when they're talking about content, they're talking about social media, they're talking about promoting their products. They're now using my lingo. That's a market moving idea. I have taken over the market and the mind share in the market. Like, it's my mind virus has infected the market. And that's what a market moving idea is. And I believe we have a market moving idea here. And so I want to launch it big when it comes to the hard launch. I want to take all the pieces from this thing and from this thing and the initial test and all of that and the finalized pieces. And I want to go with a hard launch to a roughly finished product. Like, there's never going to be a finished product. You're always going to be working on fulfillment, because how the flywheel goes, you have marketing, you have sales, you have fulfillment. And so your marketing feeds your sales. When you sell somebody, that feeds your fulfillment, and the feedback from your fulfillment feeds your marketing. We've completed this like once or twice basically with this business. And when we hit this hard launch, we're going to go in with the biggest marketing push we've ever gone in with. And it's going to overwhelm sales, which is then going to overwhelm fulfillment. And there's going to be a lot of feedback from fulfillment at that point that goes back into marketing. This is how any product launch works. I don't care if it's a software. I don't care if it's an info product. I don't care if it's a supplement. I don't care what it is. This is how it works. So we're finalizing these pieces right now as we do this soft launch. And the soft launch isn't just like before it was like, all right, we're going to do an initial test, and then we're going to do a mini soft launch. And now this soft launch, many would think, all right, it's just a bigger one, and then the hard launch, but it's not really like that. It's more like we did the mini one, or we did the initial thing, then the mini one. Now we're doing this one, and it's like a step up, and it's going to be this consistent step up into this big moment, this big market moving idea, which is going to be the webinar, which is going to be massive paid ads, which is going to be me utilizing the 100,000 follower audience that I have to absolutely blast it everywhere. That's the moment where we're going to go and be everywhere all at once with a really, really solid completed product that nobody has rough complaints about. There's going to be some bugs, there's going to be some features that we add, but that's the final big piece for the hard launch. From there, we will see how it goes, but we should have a lot of recurring revenue. We'll then add in a lot more paid ads. We'll add in referral networks. We'll probably add in whitelisting for our product. And additionally, we'll obviously grow the brand with content and AKA propaganda and that sort of thing, which is what I am best at and greatest at and what I've done for years. So that is what the launch strategy looks like for this company that I believe can be a $100 million company for me and my co-founder on it. And the important distinction is like, why is this the company that can go to 100 and not the info that I've sold and not the agency and not the consulting and that sort of thing? Like, theoretically, agency and info and consulting can go to that level. There's definitely companies at that level, but a lot of like the biggest guys in info and agency and that sort of thing, they're doing like 10 to 30 a year in terms of the internet space. And we're not talking about like high-end B2B, private equity, that sort of thing. We're talking about like in the internet space, they're doing 10 to 30 a year. They're not doing 100M a year. And those companies that are doing 10 to 30 a year certainly aren't worth 100M. Most guys are in like that 1 to 3 mil range at scale. And then below that, there's tons and tons of people that are making no money into 100K a year to 500, that sort of thing. This company has the potential to go there because of a few things. One, the market share. The market is huge. The total addressable market, the TAM, as people say, as marketers say. I'm not going to say that because I'm not a marketer nerd. But you get the idea. The total addressable market is massive. We have a lot of people that we can sell to. Secondarily, we have recurring cash flow. Okay? It's very recurring. It's a recurring subscription. There's a lot of money to make on the recurring subscription, and we know if we've secured, 500K a month, $1 million a month worth of recurring subscriptions, that's coming in next month, right? It's very secure. The next thing would be the multiple. Software multiples are crazy. They're way bigger than info, than agency, that sort of thing. Software multiples are massive. There's a big moat. You have code, that sort of thing. It's huge. It's huge. So there's a few things here that make this capable of that level. The defining factor on if we get there is, can we iterate fast enough? Can we build new product fast enough? And can we get it into the market fast enough and fast as possible in order to capture the market share, right? So we need to go fast in the market and we need to continue to iterate fast. And we should be able to hit those levels because of these three things. We're choosing a massive, big opportunity. It's a big market We have the recurring. There's massive multiples on software. It's something I believe can be a 9-figure company. And this is exactly how we're launching it and how we are attacking it. So that's the process. That's what we're doing. You guys can apply that to your products. This has worked for me and my clients over 500 times. It's the exact process we use. We don't rush into market. We go and we test and we build up into a massive hard launch, which is exactly what we're doing here. If you guys want to check out the software, you can go down below. It's called ClickLabs. It's one of the first links in the description. You can check it out. If you're selling anything online that requires sales calls, CRM, funnel pages, that sort of thing, you can go check it out. There's a video there on that webpage that explains it. Additionally, if you want to work with me to launch your product and my team, we have a couple resources. One, you can apply below to work with us, or two, you can grab the free propaganda playbook, which is below, that also details this exact launch process and all the other pieces that go into building it. So look, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching the video. Check out all the stuff that I just mentioned in the description. I got more videos coming all the time. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.